Hey there, and welcome to my kitchen. My name's Molly, and today I'm going to attempt to make a focaccia bread from scratch. Yeah, focaccia bread's probably one of my all-time favorite breads. I love going to an Italian restaurant and they have focaccia bread with the oil and vinegar. So good. I made focaccia bread one other time, and it was like a pre-made, pre-portioned instruction kit. I hope that made sense. Is there a specific name for those? I don't know. But I did that once and it turned out so good. But it kind of made me realize that focaccia is really easy to make. So why not get all the ingredients and try to do it myself? Yeah. I have my instructions and my ingredients list written on this paper towel. And in case you didn't know what we're making, okay, let's go. So first things first, I'm going to get the dry ingredients together in a bowl and preheat my beautiful oven to 400 degrees. Oven's preheating. Now, dry ingredients. First, I need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm using this little tiny cup just because I also don't have big measuring cups. Yeah. So, gotta do it this way. I do have a scale, but I really did not feel like converting everything into grams. Okay. It really doesn't have to be that precise, but I have more than 2 cups. So I'm going to try and get that down a little bit. That's good enough. Into the bowl she goes. That's 1 tablespoon of salt. I also don't have normal table salt. I only have Himalayan pink salt. So yeah. Ooh. Teaspoon. 1 teaspoon salt. Not tablespoon. But fun fact, there's a rising rate of iodine deficiency in Americans because so many Americans have stopped eating just regular iodized salt, and we're all eating these fancy salts. So people have low iodine, so make sure you sometimes get iodized salt in your diet. Okay, I think this is just going to be my best option, like having it in here and grating the salt right in. I feel like I'm getting less salt than I am into this thing, and I'll just pour this back into the salt grinder. I won't be wasteful. Okay, that's about a teaspoon, so she's going in. Easy as that. I'm just going to use this spoon to combine it. Those are the really only 2 dry ingredients because I don't know what the best way to do it is whether you mix the yeast with warm water and sugar before you add it to the flour mixture. I need 3/4 cup of warm water, and then I put 1 tablespoon of sugar in an entire packet of yeast. I have Fast Rise, already active yeast. So this entire glass, I don't even know where it's from. It's my grandparents gave it to me. It has ounces, teaspoon, tablespoon, and milliliters on it, but this entire glass is 3/4 cup. So I'm going to fill this up with warm water. You want it to be around 120 degrees, I think. I don't know for certain. I could be totally making that up off the top of my head. But I'm going to shoot for around 120 degrees. I'm not going to check the temperature of it. I think it'll honestly be fine. Okay, 3/4 cup of warm water. Ignore that it looks murky. It's from the sink. I'm transferring it into this Pyrex just so it's easier to manage. And another thing, I only got brown sugar. I think you can use honey and it'll do the same thing because the sugar is just to feed the yeast to make it rise. And I think that's also why we use warm water. I think it just helps the yeast activate or whatever it's called. I'm not a bread expert. I never claimed to be a bread expert. Entire packet of yeast going in. Stirring with the same measuring spoon I did last time. She's fully mixed! Yay! What else do I need? 2 tablespoons olive oil. Okay. This is going directly into the flour. Y'all see that? I had exactly 2 tablespoons left in this olive oil container. That was beautiful luck. I'm getting excited because this is going so swimmingly. Okay, and also before you like put anything in, you gotta make a well in your flour before you put all of your other ingredients in. I don't know why. It's kind of like making a well in your mashed potatoes before gravy. I think it just makes it easier. So I just added all of the rest of the wet ingredients to the dry, and I'm gonna head over there and use my handy dandy hand mixer to mix this. Okay, I'm now about to mix. My water is still warm. Wanted to make sure. And I'm using my hand mixer. I love this thing. I recently learned this is a bread hook. So it makes mixing bread dough way easier. I'm starting on 1, mixing it. Yes, I need to add some more water to this. It's a little too dry. All right, I'm adding about 1.5 ounces of warm water into this, and I'm gonna continue mixing. Dough is flying everywhere now. So I'm gonna use a spatula and just scoop and flip her. Just to try and get her a little more incorporated. She may need some more water. So now that our dough is done, you can see it's a shaggy, sticky dough. My hands are clean, so I don't want to touch it to show you, but she's sticky. And now what we have to do is let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes covered with a clean towel. I just brought this one from our linen closet upstairs before we started the video. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do a nice middle ground of 15 minutes, but the recipes I read recommended 10 to 20. So while I wait for this to rise, I'm going to get my baking dish ready and also decide what toppings I want to use for my focaccia. All right, so here is my baking dish. I'm going to pour some olive oil into it. You don't need too much. And then I'm going to use one of these to fully spread all of this olive oil around. I'm going to get every corner, every edge, just to make sure the bread doesn't stick. So my 15 minutes is up, but my dough definitely looks like it needs some more time. So I am going to do, I think, about 10 more minutes. Okay, that was closer to like 40 minutes. She needed more time. And she definitely rose. I am going to scrape her into the oiled pan. 4 hours later. Okay, but now I need to flip and coat her in oil. You can't even see my hands. But I'm pressing it into the corners and just making sure that it fully is covering the entirety of the baking dish. All right, and now I'm gonna let her sit again this time for probably like 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be too long. I don't know. I don't know how bread science works, but I don't know. I think it'll bake fine, honestly. Like, bread is bread. It may just take a little longer to bake. Gonna leave her. Gonna give her a little cover. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Okay, and now I'm gonna let her rest. She didn't rise anymore, so I am feeling a little nervous. Okay, I think that's enough oil. So oil first, and then dimples, and then toppings. So to dimple, you just take your hands and you just... Wow, I really hope this bakes okay, because I'm nervy. Like, she is kind of jiggly, but I don't know. I'm every woman, it's all in me. Have you guys ever heard that song? And I don't know any other lyrics except I'm every woman, it's all in me. Okay, but anyways, toppings. A little bit of Himalayan salt. A little bit of crushed red pepper. That's a good amount. Okay, now Italian. Okay, I have all my toppings on. I want to get this in the oven. What time is it? It's 9:35. I don't want to be baking anymore. I love baking, but not after 8 p.m. Okay, so this goes in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes or until golden brown. Here's a little 15-minute oven update. It's looking good. It's not rising as much as it did last time, but it's definitely looking better than I expected, and I'm very hopeful for it. It turned out really, really good. I'm holding it kind of in a weird way. I'm about to hold it like a fish. This is my focaccia bread. But it turned out so good. I honestly was very, very nervous with how the dough looked after the rising process. But I'm so happy it turned out good. I feel like most breads, sourdough, definitely easy to mess up. But other than that, most breads are not hard to mess up because no matter what, when you mix water and flour and put it in the oven, it's gonna come out with some type of bread. But oh my gosh, I was just so nervous. It looks so good. And I think the main difference between this, like making the focaccia from scratch, and the kit was that the kit generally just had more ounces of ingredients. So that's why it made a thicker dough. But even then, this is a good size focaccia loaf. I'm so happy. I'm having so much fun rediscovering my love for baking, and I just think my first step is mastering this focaccia bread, and I can't wait to try different recipes with focaccia. I've seen people make sweet focaccias, like a cinnamon roll focaccia, or blueberry lemon ricotta focaccia. Like, doesn't that sound insane? But this is just a simple one to start. But now I have my basic recipe, and I will update you guys when I do my taste test. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good evening, night, day, whatever it is, or rest of the class period if you're watching this. Okay, my boyfriend and I are about to try the pieces of bread. It's a nice squish test. Cheers.
Damn, that shit is busted. Redo. Give me another piece, bro.
I'll just bleep it. That was funny. Success. Mission success. This was really, really yum. Yay.